Today on the podcast, we are talking about the word no and the word yes in a way that will make you look at it in a much different way. No, the word no, not K-N-O-W, N-O. The word no is important. The word yes is expensive. Stick around. The Frame of Mind Inc. podcast starts right now. Get your mind right. Get your mind right. It's a frame of mind. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. This is your boy Sambawi Nibaye Jr., aka TK, along with my man Omar Williams. We call him O. Say what's up to the peeps.
What's going on, good people?
It is another lovely Wednesday, and y'all know how we do. We jump right in and get things started. But before we do, it is Affirmation Wednesday, and y'all know we get those affirmations in and out the way. Get our day going and things started. If you're getting the recording of this, whether it's audio or video-wise, replay, whatever day it is, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, it's affirmation that day, and whatever time of day it is, morning, afternoon, night, or even in the middle of the night. It's affirmation that day, that time. Are you ready? Let's get it going. Today will be a good day. Today will be a great day. Today will be an awesome day. Today will be an amazing day. Today will be a phenomenal day. Today will be stress-free. Today will be a stressless day. Today, I will overcome all barriers that want to block my progress. Today, all circumstances, issues, and situations will work in my favor. Today, all things will line up for my good. Today, I'll become better than who and what I was yesterday. I am a go-getter. I am victorious. I am triumphant. I am an overcomer. I never lose. I either win or I learn. I take authority over this day. I will dominate this day. I will conquer this day. And everything I have spoken into this day will happen as I have affirmed, because I am more than a conqueror. Let's get it popping. So today, talking about the word yes.
No is important because yes is expensive. Like when
there it is. No is important because yes is expensive. And it played before I wanted it to, but that's okay. We're going to talk about that. And before we even get started, since it already played by happenstance, let me play this clip for you. And before we do that, just set this up real quick, because I'm going to start with you when we get done with this clip, and I'm going to kind of bounce off you. But just let me, because O had this on his Instagram, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is a topic all by itself, and a very important topic. So if you're not sure what we're about to talk about, I suggest you strap your seatbelt in, because this is going to be a very, very good segment for anybody out there. Anybody. I don't care how successful you are or not. It's going to be great. So, just set this up real quick. When you posted this, this was, I think it was last month you posted this. Or was it last week? Anyway, you posted this on your page. Just tell us real quick, just to set it up real quick.
Hold on, man. You going? It's like you sound like you're in the Matrix. I don't know if it's my side or your side.
It's probably your side. So real quick, just set the clip up real quick and let us know, like, when you posted it, set it up real quick for us before I play it.
Hold on. Yeah, I can't. I don't know. Let me see. I think it might be. It says I got a strong signal. Am I frozen?
Nah, you good.
I'm good, but it sounds like. But all right, you're telling me to set up the clip. All right, so basically, the clip was on a thing called the Breakfast Club, and it's a guy on there talking about the how saying no is important, and sometimes the reason why we say yes is to either please people because it's convenient, because it makes us feel better. And how important saying no is to certain things. So rather than give you all of the information of the clip, let my brother play the clip, and then we're going to discuss.
All right, here we go. It's about a minute long, so check it out.
No is important because yes is expensive. Like when when you say yes to something, you are committing your energy, you're committing your time, you're committing your availability. And what happens is if you give out these yeses, and it's easy to give out a yes, there's instant gratification, people love you, oh, you're people pleaser, oh, there's no conflict or whatever. But what happens when you've given out so many yeses? And remember, you're a limited resource. You have limited amount of energy, limited amount of time, you're limited. So if you're giving out all your yeses all day, every day, was something that you prayed for, was something that you worked hard for, when an opportunity shows up, you're out of matter. So I think no is important. The only way that you're going to have enough yeses to win in life is if you give a healthy amount of no's. And here's another thing. The reason why I love no is because no will qualify a relationship. Because there's some relationships that only work because you always say yes. Yeah. No is important because...
All right, I'm gonna start. It just kind of looped itself again. So while O is getting himself together, I'm gonna say this real quick. So you heard the audio clip. No is important because yes is expensive. Okay, and that's pretty much our topic today. No is important because yes is expensive. And so this clip just spoke volumes to me across a plethora of things. So before I even say anything, I'm gonna let O go first because he's the one that posted this, and I want to get his points of view on this before I kind of chime in and say my thing. So O,
now I was gonna say play it one more time, man. I'm sorry, play it one more time.
I got you.
Play it one more time, man.
Here's what's happening. So O had some audio difficulties hearing what we were doing. So this podcast is probably going to sound a little crazy in the beginning
right.
of it. Go through getting the replay and the audio, replays and all that. So bear with us.
Yeah,
trust me, we are definitely going somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Podcast. All right, one more time for my man O.
One more time.
Some of y'all probably want to hear it again because you're probably taking notes. So I'm going to play it one more again. Here we go.
Yes, it's expensive. Like when you say yes to something, you are committing your energy, you're committing your time, you're committing your availability. And what happens is if you give out these yeses, and it's easy to give out a yes, there's instant gratification, people love you, oh, you're people pleaser, oh, there's no conflict or whatever. But what happens when you've given out so many yeses? And remember, you're a limited resource. You have limited amount of energy, limited amount of time, you're limited. So if you're giving out all your yeses all day, every day, was something that you prayed for, was something that you worked hard for, when an opportunity shows up, you're out of yeses because you spent. Yes is currency. Mm-hmm. You spent all your currency on things that matter. So I think no is important. The only way that you're going to have enough yeses to win in life is you give a healthy amount of no's. And here's another thing. The reason why I love no is because no will qualify a relationship. Because there's some relationships that only work because you always say yes.
Yeah. There you go.
Brother. Yeah, so basically, man, that clip touched my soul. I feel like prior to me having my first child, I would say yes to everything. Because why? Just like you heard, it was instant gratification. It felt like it was the right thing to do. I didn't understand that, I just thought I could help the world. I thought I could be everywhere at all times, right? And then it caught up to me. Saying yes to everything caught up to me. It started to take a toll on my household. Again, I've been married for now 12 years. And it started to cause like a little bit of a strain, right? To where we had to come to ourselves and go, okay, we're spread thin. At the time, we're taking care of our grandparents. We said yes to that, right? We're saying yes to our jobs to show up every day. We're saying yes to all things we're doing outside of that. Yes to this, yes to that. And it just started to take its toll. And we had to get to the point together. When my daughter came here, we had to say no to almost everything. Even down to our time was up with taking care of our grandparents. Thank God for my wife's cousin who was able to step in at the time. But like, it was just, we had all these yeses out here, and you got to pay for them. Yeses are currency. Like you got to, you're telling somebody yes. I told my wife not too long ago, when now that we know what we know now, when you say yes to something, you're actually saying yes to yourself. If you know how you'll act or know how you'll respond to when you say yes. You ever said yes to something and it looked like you're the only one working?
Let me count the ways.
Huh?
Let me count the ways.
Yeah, like it's like you said yes to something and like so I not too long ago I just told my wife, I said, now when we give these yeses out now, you have to know it can only be you working, it can only be you and a few others working. But when you say yes, you got to commit to it. You know what I'm saying? You got to commit to it and be comfortable saying no. So yeah, man.
All right. I could come from so many different angles with this. It's crazy. But I'm going to keep myself in check, and I'm not going to go all willy-nilly and crazy with it. But I'll start with this. There was someone that I know who told me, and my wife, well, she told my wife, and my wife told me, she was saying about, how she read a book that explained to you not to tell your children no. And I understand, to a degree what that person was saying, how, you should, not tell your children no, because you might have a struggle, this, that, and the other. And I told her, I said, well, if you always tell your child yes, when you do say no, that's going to be a power struggle. Because they're used to you saying yes all the time to everything they ask you for. And I would take this from a parent standpoint. Do not ever not tell your children no. As a matter of fact, between the time they're born up until they start pre-K or kindergarten, you're probably going to say no a whole lot more than you say yes. That's probably what's going to happen. And that's probably what needs to happen, because saying no establishes a foundation. That's a real quick parenting tip for you guys right there. You get that for free. Okay? Now, from the standpoint of us as adults, no is important. Why? Because saying no puts you in a position to have yeses in the bag when you need them. It's that simple. That simple. Yes is expensive because, like my man O said, and as my man said in the audio you heard, yeses cost you money. Yeses cost you time. Yeses cost you, at times, stress. There is a time in your life when you are going to say yes more than you are going to say no. Because to a very large degree, you saying yes is a benefit to you and the one or ones you're saying yes to. But there will come a time in your life where saying yes to some of the things you say yes to, or you have been saying yes to, will be a benefit to the one or the ones you're saying yes to, but will not be a benefit to you. And what will happen is you will run out of yeses for the things you really want to do, and the things that you were sent here to do and created to do, and the things you have dreams and aspirations for. And what will happen is when the opportunity comes, you're going to have to turn it down because you said yes to too many other things that have taken your time, your money, and everything else that you have, that you could have put energy into as far as doing your opportunity. We talked the other podcast, maybe 2 podcasts ago, I think it was 2 or 3, about physical success habits. One of those success habits was seizing the opportunity. But you can't seize the opportunity if you don't have any yeses left in your bag. Let that sink in. You cannot seize the opportunity if you don't have any yeses left in your bag. So, before I go back to O, no is important.
Very.
Saying no is probably the one thing you should be saying as you go into your adulthood than saying yes. And when I say that, I mean, once you get like to the age of like 30 years old, between 30 and 40, you're kind of now getting into where it is you're going to be, who and what you're going to be in life to a large degree. Now, others may find it between 20 and 30. I mean, it's possible. It's not like it's impossible to do. But for the vast majority of us, between 30 and 40, we're kind of getting into that vein, that core of who we are and what we're going to do. And saying no from between 30 and 40 on to the latter part of your life is going to be something you're going to have to use a lot more than yes. Because saying yes to too many things to a large degree, and I'm going to stop after and let O jump in, it can and it will cripple you, and it can and it will destroy not just you, but your dreams and your aspirations. I digress.
No, and again, just to add on to that, like, yeah, man, if you're saying yes to this thing over here, and your dream and your aspiration and your thing you're passionate for takes the same 24 hours. So, like, which one do you do? Usually, if you have any integrity, right, the one you said yes to is the one you're going to go to, and you're going to neglect yours because why you said yes to this thing. Mm-hmm. But so it's like like when you say yes, I'm like, I'm gonna tell you what I've learned now, man. I'm doing contracts.
Talk to
seriously. I'm doing, like, if somebody asks me something, I'm gonna be, and if it's not really like a real hindrance to my lifestyle or what I'm trying to accomplish or things that I'm trying to do, okay, by all means. But like, if it looks like it's going to be a strain, like somebody just recently asked me to like help them with a business of theirs, and they wanted me to be on the, like, do it with them and like totally in it.
Gotcha. And
I can't do it. I said, I don't even want to act like I want to do that. Like, that's not my focus right now. I got a vision for what I'm trying to do. Right. Mm-hmm. A lot of people may not like it. A lot of people may not understand it, but I got my blinders on. Right. So like, I'm now like, if something is going to be a big deal, or because I'm not saying just turn away from helping or giving back, right? Mm-hmm. But like, if it's something's going to take time to do and cause me to have a lot of energy involved, or like he said, yes, it takes a lot of energy, right? I need to know a time frame. How long do you need me for? How long is this project going to last? What are we trying to accomplish? What does success look like in what I'm getting ready to do? Because sometimes you could be aimlessly just going to stuff every week, every day, and there's no end, we don't even know what we're doing anymore. We're just doing it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I need to know now. Do you know, how long is this? You can tell me 5 years. I might tell you yes, depending on the part of my life I'm in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The point in time in my life, 5 years may be cool. Yeah. Right now, I don't have 5 to give you. I don't. No. I got pointed time. I gotta give you a point. Like this block, I'll give you all I got. You know.
So, and that right there, that's important. So look, we're gonna take a break real quick, and when we come back, we're gonna continue with that point right there about time blocking, how much time it takes, what's the duration, how long you need before, because those are highly important too. Those are things that we need to really establish with people. Particularly, I will say this, with family and friends. Everyone else, like, they're gonna have to get it one way or the other, because it's like, look, this is what I got. Family and friends, like, you got to really drive that point home. So we'll be back, talk about time stamps, all that stuff. Frame Money Podcast. Be right back. Are you looking for an apparel company that's positive, uplifting, and truly cares about you? Then look no further. Frame of Mind Inc., an apparel brand company, impresses on individuals to think positive thoughts, say positive things, and do positive deeds. Get positive apparel such as t-shirts, hoodies, and wristbands for children, teens, and adults in various colors and sizes. Customized services include logo and t-shirt design, screen printing, and embroidery for individuals, families, schools, profit, and nonprofit organizations. You can reach Frame of Mind Inc. at 302-689-3499 or visit their website at www.frameofmindinc.com. Frame of Mind Inc. Think it, speak it, achieve it. Hey everybody, I'm Simbawe Nibaye Jr., here to talk to you about my new book, Letting Go of Baby. This is a true story, my story, about how my wife and I lost a baby. And most times when we hear about baby loss, we hear it from the mother's perspective. But very seldom, if at all, we do hear it from the father's perspective. And we tend to forget that not only did the mother lose a child, but the father did too. This book talks about the feelings and emotions that I had as a man dealing with this process and how I was able to deal, heal, and be free of such things such as guilt, inadequacy, shame and blame, and others. This book opens the opportunity for us to start having those conversations as men, either in groups or individually. Letting Go of Baby 2, now available for pre-order at Simbawe.com. Welcome back to the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. And before we left, we were talking about timestamps and for projects, things we do with other people, whether it's a business thing, a personal thing. And I want to continue in that vein real quick. We're talking today about the word yes and the word no. And the topic of the day is no is important because yes is expensive. So getting back to the timestamp thing. And so for me, I've been over the past, I would say 3 to 4 years, I've been working on this whole timestamp thing with people who are close to me. And I've done it in a way where possibly it may have seemed offensive, or possibly it may have seemed arrogant, or possibly it may have seemed like I didn't want to help out or be there. And it's not the truth. There's facts to it, but it's not the truth. You guys know we talked about facts and truth here before. Go get that podcast too. But for me, it was me starting to establish a way of saying, hey, I have things that I need to do, and I have time I need to put into that. So I can't continue to say yes to everyone else's stuff while my stuff just sits there on the shelf and collects cobwebs. Because I've done that for probably more than half my life now. Yep. I'm 40 years old. I've done that all, through childhood. You get told what to do, and that's just what you're gonna do. Period. Teenager, preteen, you start getting a little freedom. You get to be a young adult, and then to adulthood, and then it's like, okay, you got to kind of start finding where you want to be, get a job, this, that, and the other, or if you decide to have your own business. But once you start getting to knowing who you are and what you're here for, and you start really honing in on that, and you get that laser focus, or like you said, put those blinders on, you start analyzing everything and saying, wait a minute, okay, where's my time going? And is my time being put into that? Is that being beneficial to me? Or is that taking away time from me from where I want to go? Because the direction that you want to go, like O said, if it's going in the direction that he wants to go, and it's not really taking away from what he's doing, okay.
By all means.
But does not mean I'm going to spend all day doing that with you, or all week doing that with you, or all month, or all year, or 5 years. Now, let's just say what if that's something that is close to me and dear to me, where I want to go. Let's just say, for instance, O wants to buy a sports team, and O says, "Hey, Simbawe, I want to buy that sports team. I want you to go in there with me and do it." If that's not something I want to do or a passion of mine, I might not want to do that. No matter how much money is in doing it. Like, listen, money is not the ultimate of everything. Plays a big role. But if I'm going to do something that's going to cost me money, or I'm investing money in it and I'm not invested in it, that's wasting my time and money. But if buying a sports team is something I want to do, care to do, or I'm invested in, yeah, let's do what we got to do. Let's do all the agreements, contracts, all the business stuff. Let's go buy this team. Other than that, the answer would be no. Now, if I just want to make money and not have any, I don't want to be involved in anything. I mean, that could be a yes too, but I'm not really involved. I'm just collecting money. But if I want to be involved, I got to say, okay, how much time I got to put into this? How much of this is going to take of my time doing what I'm doing? All the X's and O's. And so what I'm saying is that you have to do timestamps. So if I have a 15-minute window, like O said, I got 15 minutes. You have my undivided attention for the next 15 minutes, period. I got a half an hour. I got 45 minutes. Or at the end of the day, when everything is done that I have, that's the time I have. If that's not going to work for you, I'm sorry. I'm not available. And so you have to do that. Even with my meetings with people, when I have meetings, I have several calendars. 15-minute calendar, half an hour calendar. I don't do anything beyond a half an hour unless I'm doing like a parenting session that normally lasts about an hour. Other than that, 15 minutes, half an hour. And then after that meeting is over, I have time between to gather myself for the next meeting. I'm not going from meeting to meeting to meeting to meeting. I'm putting time in between. Then, of course, if you're an entrepreneur, you have control over your time, but entrepreneurs have to eat too and get lunch or get dinner or get a snack or take a 15-minute break from what they're doing. So you got all that gets factored in. So when people, and I had to learn that from people who were very successful, had a lot going on. I didn't understand why they didn't have time for me. It's like, no, like my day is planned out for weeks on end or months on end. Could be even a year on end, depending on how successful you are. Your year could be planned out already. So I had to understand that their days were already planned out. And when I got to a point where my days were planned out and my weeks were planned out, I'm like, oh, now I understand why they didn't have a half an hour of time to spend with me. Especially, and hear me clearly when I say this before I let O jump back in, especially if they think or they know you're going to waste their time. I'll say that again. Especially if they think or they know you're going to waste their time.
Right.
And I say this with a bit of a grain of salt, because if you've had an encounter with them before and they wasted your time, your immediate thought is, they're probably going to waste my time again.
Yep.
If they didn't waste your time and it was something that was prominent or good or great, you'd be like, okay, what else do you have? Now, that may sound like you haven't respect the persons or you're judging the book by the cover, but let's be honest, when it comes to our time, that's something we can't get back. Like, I don't care what you do with life. People say, oh, I can get my time back when I become a millionaire. No, you don't. Time keeps moving. It doesn't stop. Or people say, oh, I need to get some more. I need to catch up on my rest from the past week. No, you need rest for this week. The rest from last week is gone. There's no catching up to getting rest. It's gone already. So time is precious. Time is precious just to life in general. We don't know when our time is up. So you got to maximize every moment. And for us as human beings, that's uncomprehendable because we're human. Like, we don't understand. Like a second ago, it's gone. You don't get that second back. Like, that second is gone. It's over. It's done. I'm gonna stop. Go ahead, Al.
No, man, that's good stuff. I'm gonna talk about the yes and the no real quick. So, like, and just how I now move. Like, I move so different than I used to. Somebody can ask me something to do something Saturday, and they can ask me Thursday, and I could probably do it, and I say no on purpose.
I feel you on that. Go ahead.
And the reason I do is because now I'm trying to get different behavior out of people, how to deal with me. You want me to do something, give me time. Again, things happen and you need help, but I'll know that when you ask me. If you call me Thursday, like, man, sorry to bother you, but I need blah, blah. Depending on what it is, I'm there. But if it's something that I feel like you knew of it, or you've had this on your agenda and then you just got around to getting to me, I can't go, even though I can, just because I need you to know my time is valuable, and I need to be able to. I need you to come to me with advanced time. Like I can't just up and leave anything anymore. I'm not doing that, because you know what I'm saying. I could have had something planned, then I'm doing that, and then I come back, and then I don't get to the thing I had planned. Then time goes again. We only get one set of 24 hours a day. But like I now move, like I now like I can do it, but I don't do it on purpose, man. And to the no side of things, when he said, you know who's really like for you when you tell them no,
Right.
you know who's not just with you because of what you can do for them. No addresses all of that. People look at you crazy when you tell them no. Like, huh? You've always told me, yeah. You've always said yes. You've always done this. As soon as you say no, man, it's almost like you told somebody. They take it personal. It's not personal. A no is not personal. It's really not. It's claiming your time back, owning your time, claiming it back. Your time is your time for a reason. And again, you only get but so much. So time is more valuable than money. This is I got to bring my investment side in it. That's all. And when guys are like these billionaires and these millionaire guys, they just bought their time back. That's it. They don't have to get up 40 hours a week and be out of the house for 8 to 9 hours a day, and then try to come home and do the. They bought their time back. It's a certain amount of money. You buy your time back. Imagine that, man. You bought your time back. Now I can wake up in the morning, stretch, you know what I mean? Work out. Why? And I'll tell you why. A lot of them guys probably said no early and often. They said it in their 20s. My 20s was all yeses. And some of my 30s. Like you said earlier, you're 40 now, and half your life, you pretty much been telling people, okay, I got it. I got it. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. And you can. It's not that you can, and it don't make you a bad person if you're listening. Saying no does not make you a bad person. And this is not a liberty to just tell everybody no now, right?
Right.
This is not a I'm doing me thing. Like it sounds like it, but it's not. It's just I'm prioritizing me. That's all. That's it.
There comes a time in your life where you do need to be or have to be, quote unquote, selfish.
Yes.
And to O's point, when he said, no, it's not personal. It's just you prioritizing. I'm going to say this. To a degree, no is personal.
Okay.
It's just not personal how you think it's personal. You take it personal because they said no, and they're like, oh, he's telling me no?
Right.
No. The personal part of it is I need to do what I need to do. Because here's the thing, and this is probably going to hurt somebody right here. When you ask me to do something for you, I've said yes, I've been there, I've done that. But when I call on you, I can't find you. Let that sink in for a minute. You call on me. And when I say yes, my yes means yes, my no means no. I'm there, But when I need you for something, I can't find you.
Brother. Now you talking, man. You talking about you're in my bag, right?
IJS. I'm just saying. But then when I tell you no, all of a sudden it's personal. Come on, man.
Brother. It took and you know what, man? I feel like it took too long to get it. Like It took me, but when I got it, it opened the world up for me. But like if I just told you some of the stuff I said yes to, and again, it's a good deed, but
Yes,
in the
it is.
like I've woken up in the morning on my way to work. Somebody calls me for something, and I call out. That's a hit on me at my job. They don't know what I'm doing, and I don't tell them that. I just say, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm sorry. I'll be in tomorrow. Thank God I had good, management and supervisors that, they didn't, and I was a good worker. So, but back to my point, I'm saying I would do this on multiple occasions or jumping through hoops to try to accommodate the person I'm saying yes to. And it doesn't come back. It doesn't come back, man. It doesn't. Nobody sees when you pulling up to the house at 12 midnight and you've been riding people around all day to get them home. It's a good deed. It is.
Yeah.
But it can take its toll, man. And it doesn't come back. It does, though. It comes back. But it may not come back from them people.
Right, exactly. And I want to make sure that I get on the yes side of this thing. So I don't mean like I'm just harping on no. The yes side of this is yes, it is a good deed. And yes, it is good for you to say yes to people, help them out, do all that. And let's be honest and truthful. There are some people who will ask you for help or whatever, and they're going to say yes to them more than you say no. For example, your parents. You're going to say yes to them more than you're going to say no. Let's be honest. Your wife or your husband, your children, it's a 50-50. Okay. So, we'll throw them in there, but it's about a 50-50 for them. But, your spouse, your parents, your best friend or someone that's very, very close to you, like you're going to, but then you have to really also, to a degree, understand that even though you may say yes, there still may be a timestamp you may need to put into that, because you have to say, okay, I have X, Y, and Z to do today. If I can't do it today, I can try for the end tomorrow or try to fit it in at the end of the week. Now, if it's of high importance, you may just want to stop what you're doing and go do that for those particular people, your spouse, your children, your parents. Everyone else is just kind of like a distant second or, best friend, good friends, And like I said, yes is something you should say. But we have to make sure that we have to count up the cost or the investment, because cost and investment are two different things. Go get that podcast too. Go find it. Cost versus investment. Real quick, costs you don't get back. Investment is a possibility that you will get it back. That's all I'm going to say. Go find that podcast. So, at bringing this to an end and to a close, be prepared as you get older in life, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, or even older, however you want to look at it. You will need to learn to start saying no more often than not. And again, that's not you making it personal to that person per se. It's you saying it's personal to me because there's things that I need to do and get done. There's things that have been placed in my hands to do. I'm here for a particular reason or purpose. And I don't want my purpose to go undone because I served everybody else's purpose and not the one purpose of my own that I was here to do. That's all we're saying. And again, I mean, we could take this thing to many different levels. We're not going to do that on this podcast. Maybe another time. But there are so many levels to this. It could be a whole series on this one topic. We want to give you guys just this today. We actually went longer than I thought we were. I think it just kind of got good, and we just kind of went with it. So, any last words, before we go?
Yeah, I just want to tell the people, man, this is not a license to say no to everything. Just know that if you are saying yes, just re-listen to that clip. But I'll say this: if you don't, if you're saying yes, just weigh it out now. Weigh it. Are you saying it out of guilt? Are you saying it because you want to look away? Are you saying it because you're scared to say no? Are you saying it because, you think it's going to make you like this, I'm always reliable? That's fine. Just weigh the yes. sometimes we say yes out of bad motivation. Our motives are not good. So when you say yes to things, have good motives behind it. Really want to help. Really, if you know, even if it's last minute, when you get there, you don't need to be sighing and complaining because you could have said no.
Exactly.
So it's not a license for yet no, but just weigh your yeses now. Like, don't say yes to everything. Value your time. Prioritize you and your family. Or even if don't have a family yet, a lot of the grind work you're doing for you now is for them later. Wish I'd have known this in my 20s, but we live and we learn. And let me say this one last thing, brother.
Keep it going, brother.
Anybody I said yes to, and they're looking at this, I have no problem with it. Like, this is not about you. So every yes that I did give, I meant to give it. But knowing what I know now, I probably shouldn't have said yes as many times as I should have.
And that's just pure honesty.
That's it, man.
Pure honesty. Listen, for all our family and friends out there, we love y'all.
Yes,
we
sir.
love y'all, but just understand you're going to get more no's than yeses, okay? With that said, thank you guys for joining us today on the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. You can always catch us on Apple, Spotify, and Google, Amazon as well for replays as well. You can always catch the video portions on my Facebook page as well as LinkedIn and our business Twitter page. Continue to think it, speak it, and achieve it. And until next time, I holla. Thank you for joining the Frame of Mind Inc. podcast. And as always, here at Frame of Mind Inc., think positive thoughts, say positive things, and do positive deeds. As our tagline says, think it, speak it, achieve it. See you next time.
It's a frame of mind. It's what you say and what you do.
Don't forget to check us out on the web at www.frameofmindinc.com, where you can browse our online apparel store, listen to some of our original music and production services, as well as view our videos and projects we've done for our clients and customers. Pre-orders for my new book, Letting Go of Baby 2, From a Father's Heart, are now available at sombawi.com. That's TSOMBAWI.com.